With the ever-increasing numbers of web-based services and applications, the issue of managing your identity and passwords on the web is becoming a real concern. The more internet-based services we sign up for, the more complex the password management problem becomes, and the need for enhanced security becomes a necessity. Now, I'm just as guilty as the next person on relying on simple passwords, or even horror of horrors of using the same password across multiple services, and that can be extremely dangerous if your password is ever compromised. And when you also add in the fact that as Mac users we have many different browsers available to us, the identity problem can be a real headache. But yes, you've guessed it, there is an application that takes away all the pain and makes browsing fun again. And that application is 1Password from Agile Web Solutions. Now, 1Password allows you to manage all your usernames and passwords for all the different web services and all the different websites that you visit. So if, like me, you've got multiple Gmail accounts, 1Password makes it really easy to access all the different accounts from a single button. For instance, here we're trying to log into Google Mail, and if I just click on the 1Password button in Safari and Restore Form, you'll see here I've got 4 different accounts that I can select from. So if I want to go into my demo account, it's just as easy as clicking on Log into Gmail Demo Account. 1Password enters the username and the password and logs me straight in. Now, the really cool thing is all your usernames and passwords that are stored within 1Password are shared between all your different browsers on your Mac. So for instance, if I log out now from Safari and I go across to Gmail in, say, Camino, so here within Camino I can just click on the 1Password icon, select Restore Form, and I've got full access to the 4 accounts straight away. Now, this is all done without synchronization, but if you do want to synchronize between machines, 1Password can synchronize all your passwords and usernames using .Mac. Let's just nip across to Firefox. And again, I've got a 1Password icon with the same access to those 4 user accounts. Another great new feature introduced in 1Password is support for basic authentication windows. And this is where a website doesn't perhaps have a login page, but if you go to the website, you're presented with an authentication panel. So you see here, this is a members only site. So let me just enter my details. And we'll log in. And now we can save these login credentials in 1Password itself. And because all your 1Password username and passwords are shared between all your browsers, we can now go to a different browser, let's say Camino, access the same site, and then select the login credentials from our panel and log in. Another time-saving feature within 1Password is its ability to autofill complete web forms for you. Now, if I just go across to the NewsHutch website, and I haven't got an account on NewsHutch as yet, so I'm going to create an account. 1Password allows you to create multiple personalities that you can use to fill in web forms. So if I go to the 1Password icon and say Use Identity, and I'll just use my personal identity for this particular web form and click on Personal, you'll see it fills in my full details, my email address, and also generates some strong passwords. Now, if it's just the passwords that you want completing, you can generate strong passwords by using 1Password's inbuilt password generator. Again, just click on the icon, fill with generated password, and you now get this customized dialog box where you can set your password length, the number of numbers and numbers of symbols, and also some more options as well. Once you're happy with the level of security on your password, just click Generate and Fill, and it will automatically fill in the passwords for you. Okay, so we've got our details completed. Let's create the account. Now, 1Password automatically prompts us to save the form for later use, so let's just type in a more meaningful name, and we'll say Save. Okay, and we're now logged in. Now, let's say I've left it a day or so, and I now want to go ahead and log back into the NewsHutch site. Now, I'm in Safari at the moment, and remember, we used Firefox before to actually create the login items. But if I go to NewsHutch from Safari, and then select the 1Password icon, we now have an option to restore form login to NewsHutch, and if I click that, there we go, there's our details in straight away. And 1Password will also auto-log us straight into the site, so we don't need to click the login button. 1Password can fill more than just names and passwords, and here's a sample web form showing all the fields 1Password can automatically fill. Notice that your credit card information can be filled as well, since it's kept securely in the 1Password keychain. Another major cause for concern these days is the advent of phishing sites. Now, phishing is a technique used by thieves to steal your identity on the web, and it's achieved by creating false websites that allow you to log in and actually hand over your information. Now, for instance here, this is eBay. I've entered the valid URL of eBay, so I know it's the official site, and also I've logged into eBay before using 1Password, so I can quite easily go to the sign-in form and then use 1Password to restore form login to eBay. Right, I'm now signed in. So let's just sign out of eBay, the true eBay. And we'll close that down. Right, over on my mail account, I've had an email. Now, I do a lot on eBay, and I've had a question from a member regarding an item, which, to be honest, I can't quite remember. But it's given me the details of the item number and also a URL to click, and everything looks perfectly legitimate. If I click on the link, it takes me to the sign-in page, so that's great. Now, the only problem is this isn't an official eBay site. This is a phishing site, but to be honest, to the casual user, this would easily be mistaken for the proper eBay site. Now, were I to give my user ID and password in, the thieves then would have my identity, could access my actual eBay account and wreak havoc. But if I use 1Password to sign in and select the 1Password icon, you'll see here that no forms have been saved for this website. And because I know I have already used 1Password to sign in to the genuine eBay site, I can tell straight away that this is a phishing site. Now, if 1Password saves you from one phishing attack, it will have paid for itself many times over, so it really is a secure way to navigate around the internet. You'll find other video tutorials on the 1Password website explaining these features in more detail, but why not download the fully functional free version now with no risk and give it a try?